Hi Sean, hi Jasleen, hi Gagan, hi Hamid. Good evening, everyone. Hi Sai. I'm just waiting for more people to join in because I'm a little early. Hi Shri. Hi Mr. Kandelwal. Good evening. I hope you had a great or wonderful day today. I was like too much occupied in my office work, so didn't focus much, but still made some money. Uh, so, hi Nilesh. So guys, let me just update my sharing so that we can have all the screens shared. Okay. Um, so this is the list which we had today. So if we do a review of what we saw in the market today and then evaluate any good things or bad things around it. So positive ES opened about 4485, went on to make 4505 and closed above it. So it was all right. QQQ, let me just check where QQQ, and it was 375 something. So 375.50 it made. So not a very big move after the open, but still had a good chance and closed above it. So it's looking good. Apple was wonderful, almost went to 149, did. AMD was exceptional. It like both AMD and Apple gave you entry area 146.75 and AMD 114.15 and almost tested the targets of 149 and 117 here. So it's good. Amazon like initially hit the stop loss of 34.30 and then kind of struggled throughout the day. BA never ever started. Baidu did the trick. Baidu Baba both. They ran. We discussed them last night. Moderna could not capitalize on the strength. And the moment it opened 347, it just went down. It didn't even stay there for some time. It's just one big spike and below 345 bang. So this area is a good resistance area. In the after hours, it was like showing some level of volume, but it's struggling. Just to be honest, it's struggling to break out. So it's there. Then Microsoft started but could not test 310. Netflix never actually had a closing of 640. It tested 641 for one time, but no. Neo, somewhat all right, just closed over 40. Facebook did 339, even 341, 42 targets as well. I think Facebook made 342.46, so almost matching the target. It did that. Roku gave you again an excellent entry, 340.45. Went on to make 350, but still it is away from its target. Shopify did its target 1493. Snap again like 73.60. Snap, I've been like alerting you so many times that yes, Snap is in an area where you should not leave it. Every time it comes around this 73.60, just buy it. So it could not break out, but could not break down either. So it's kind of flat, ended flat. But again, it gave that opportunity to enter around 75, 76. It went down. Snow started, could not hold 345 and came back. But I had the positions which I closed as soon as it opened in the morning. So pretty much good. Caterpillar, yes, it made 201. It's still away from 205 target, but yes. Beyond, I think it's setting up for a move. It did not trigger today and could not hold. Tesla didn't trigger. Like you will see 877, but 877 came for just a few seconds and then just gave back again. Like it's feeling that heat from the long-term resistance area, which we saw last time. And this thing was open. As soon as it opened, it went on to 864 in the first half an hour itself. That's why I give much more importance to the initial half hour, just to observe, just to see how the market is responding to the stock. So overall, like it was a chopping session, not enough on the upside, not on the downside. It was more stock specific movements were there, and Chinese stocks, especially Baidu Baba, they were on a roll. So I'm looking forward for tomorrow, and even in the afternoon, I even posted that I'm feeling that market is looking a little exhausted, little overbought. So small pullback will be really, really healthy for the market. I'm still not negative in the market because we are making newer highs, higher lows. That's positive. But I just want a little bit like 4504 or maybe 4483. That will be a massive, massive support here. And that could mark me a good exceptional entry point if I get an opportunity to enter around 4485, which is about like 23 points from me. All about more than like 0.6% down. So there is some area where we can have that tested. And if it bounce from here, we're going to bounce. Now, why I'm saying this? Because there's still a gap between the EMAs and the candles. And we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back-to-back green candles. So a small pullback will be really healthy. And in between, the 12 EMA will also catch up if we do the consolidation here. So that was my day. And give me one moment. I'll just pick up my other laptop and see the YouTube comments, and then I'll respond. And if any of you is looking at my data or plan sheet, if you have any kind of suggestions or anything which you think can improve it, do let me know that feedback. All right. So I'm looking at the chat. Hi, Nehal. Yes, we can include HD. So this is the list. We can definitely include HD, low, UAL. I am pretty much positive, Navdeep. I even wanted to buy in after hours, but then just left it. But I am interested in UAL, CCL, but I'm more inclined towards UAL, just to be honest. Hi, Jay. UPST, as I said last time, UPST is going to fall, and it has started that. Laser, I have not traded laser for many, many months. So we have a good list here. So I just want to know, like, are you picking any of the trades from this trade plan sheet and how it is working for you so that we can figure it out. Like, guys, we should not be like increasing the number of tickers here because then we all have to stay long onto the call. Futu CGC, I already gave my views. Yes, CGC, like I already have my position in CGC, so I'm pretty much positive. PayPal, I can include. Futu, like I gave, like from 58, we expect 70 on Futu, 76, 77 area. Net, I don't know about net. So net, I need to figure it out. I need to check net. See, I'm not going to jump onto all the small tickers because they are just moving. I am trying to avoid all the small tickers. I tend to keep myself into big index stocks because they do not crack like 20%, 30% in a single day, and gives me an opportunity to make money. All these small tickers, you may get enticed that they do 10% moves, but you will not make good money unless and until you are pretty lucky or you are in them before they move. Sure, Nilesh, because you did not close it and I closed it in the morning. Like when I make spreads, the very first thing which I do is I close the far leg as early as 9:30 in the morning, and then leave the nearest leg open. This way, I am hedged from any overnight disaster. Second thing, if I'm confident on my trade, it gives me an opportunity to let my trade run. So I had snow and I let it run and I made money on it. NVIDIA, we did talk about it, but like I'm more into AMD as of now because NVIDIA is still in that range 223, 225. So that's why I'm just ignoring it. But we already have so many tickers. And we need to cut down and bring focus to maybe one or two tickers. Otherwise, we'll keep on wondering that what should we do? What should we do? The idea is to pick one good trade and make money out of it. Out of 20, the probability becomes 5%. So if we reduce down and cut down the tickers to 10, the probability becomes 10%. So it's a choice which you have to make. I don't have issues including all this, but for me, I'll be focusing on only a couple of tickers from this watch list. I do not trade so many tickers. All right, so we are almost at 10:30. Let me just start my analysis, and I'll come back to the chat once I'm pretty much done, and then we can take it into the interaction. Hey, Chris. Hi, good evening. All right, so let's start. So with ES has been bouncing from this long-term support line and showing some strength back to back. We are seeing that as and when it opens and low are same, it just moves up, and then it's following up with a good green tick, a small body hammer, and then a big green body like today. So wherever it opened, it had strength. As soon as it opened above 4474, it went up and closed almost towards the day high, which is 44 closed at 4415. Now in the after hours, it's showing a little bit like correction about 7 points. So there's nothing to worry there. And as I was saying that we broke this 4475, 4483 area after a convincing strength today. So it should not be easy to break it down. Now, the only thing which is good here is 4504 should act as a good support. First level of support, second level of support is 4485. You should not be missing any entry if you get any opportunity to go long at 4485. If we get a dip, I would be interested to buy that dip. I'll not be leaving that dip by keeping 4474 as my stop loss. But right now we are 23 points above from that area. So I'll be looking and waiting for that to come. I'll be not inclined to make new positions around this area. I wanted to pull back a little bit. But if it takes support from 4504, I will try to go long from there. I'll not making shorts from 4504 to 4483. No, I'll not be doing that. It may take like 4 hours to cut down from here to here, but it will take just half an hour to jump back. So I'm not going to go down and make a short trade at this point. But this is really important. We hold on to 4483. So bias wise, like I'm just moving few things. Buy above 4504. Stop loss will become 4485. Like I would say buy above this. If it gets the dip, respect that. I'm just mentioning this by the dip, and I'm not shorting any of it. And As I'm still saying this by the dip, but I'm just marking this as neutral because we have run enough. So I'm just going to remove this line for now. And stop loss will be 4485. First target in this case now should be, I want to see this area, 4520 area to break out, 4522, 4523 area. This area if breaks out, 4528, then we will see good moves on the upside. Triple Q, and there's no flag pattern which is currently set in ES. And if you're trading SPY, you can replicate it by dividing it by flatly 10, and you will have the SPY numbers in it. Triple Q. Triple Q after a good 1 month, you see this expiry from 17 September to October. This is the first time it closed right above 374.57. And I was talking about this when we tested 361, that there's nothing in between here. We are just going to go up straight line to 374.57, and we did that. Now we need to hold this. Previously, it was giving us good support. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it held on to it. It did tests throughout the day, but then closed above it. Finally, when it went down and break it, you see the next candle, bang, there was a big massive cut on it. So this is really important. Second thing which you need to check is that the 12 EMA is converging into 34 EMA. It means that near candles have been positive, it's holding on to the gap, and the positive trend is there. So QQQ still has strength. It only needs to hold on to 374.57. And if it breaks, it might come down to 366, which can only happen if we break below 4385. So be careful on that. 374.57 should be really, really good support area. I'll be a buyer around this, and my stop loss will be this area, which is 373. So QQQ, there's still positive bias here. I'm not marking it as negative. Buy above 374.57. Stop loss is 373. And target now is 380. Again, I'm just marking them at 60% because they have run a lot. They need to cool off. So if there's a consolidation of a day or two, I would buy that. I will not be inclined to go and short this. Apple is positive, and Apple is breaching like the outside bullish day and breach above this. It's almost tested 149.80 area today. So I'll be keeping 147.80 as the stop loss and looking for 151 now in Apple. So Apple is positive, stop losses. See, the targets will become the stop losses because when they are acting as targets, they're acting as resistances. Once they are breached, they will act as support. Now the stop loss should become 147.75, and we should buy above this area, which is 149.50. If we get above 149.50, we should be buying in that area. And our target should be this trend line, which comes around 150, 140. So it has more potential to go up, but I'm just leaving it at 154. And if market gives it support, it can easily come to 153. Like above 153, it can fly. It can easily test above 153 to the newer highs, all-time highs. My actual target for Tesla, not Tesla, for Apple is around 170 area, 167 area. This is my target, and I'm expecting that yes, it will lead into this and come and break it out at 167. It is still not extended. It is doing a beautiful job right now. So more or less, it is inclined to move in that direction. Slowly and steadily, it will be there. Then I need to AMD. So AMD had a good day today. It wanted to break out from 117.68 area, which is my target, but it's not able to. But again, it gave an opportunity to enter on 114, which is good. And now if we get an opportunity again between 115, 116, I would keep that. And my stop loss is still one. Everything is same practically in case of AMD. I'm just giving it, removing the bullish engulfing because it was already done. But AMD, I'm just keeping the numbers of this equation same. If you get this opportunity, don't miss it in case of AMD. Amazon. Amazon is also holding this 3384 area good, and it has almost filled the gap today. The gap was 3452, and today the high was 3454. So it has filled this gap, which is a positive because it's going up and filling the gap. So now it should be positive. And I'm looking forward for 3495. If we break 3495, we can have a massive rally in Amazon. So above 3495, I'm anticipating 3656 in straight line. So I'm just going to keep above 3455, which will be higher than today's high. And my target will be 3495. Because when Amazon run like $20, $30 doesn't even matter. So I am just inclined towards higher targets right now. But need to be respectful of the stop loss of 3430. This morning, and what do you mean by stop loss? Like any candle which has a like 30-minute time frame, any candle if closes or any candle close below the stop loss which I marked on 30-minute time frame, I tend to exit at that moment. So I keep that in mind very carefully. So it's making dodgy here in the last half hour before the Netflix ER, but I am positive because here it had a good 16, 17 candles on half an hour away from 12 EMA. Now it's consolidating. It had consolidation, went down, but managed to hold on to it. So it's looking positive to me at this moment. Then we have Boeing. Boeing is making a hammer, but there's a good consolidation which is happening. Like this is the area last time where it was failing to break out. It was struggling. Now that area has been respected at the close. So this area 216, I think if it holds, there's a very good possibility that yes, it may bounce back above 220 area towards 225. And this time the target is about 223. If it breaks about 223 and it's expecting earnings next week, anytime it goes about 223, I'm expecting a massive move in Boeing. I don't know if there's any news going to come along with the guidance or something, but yes, it's getting into that zone where it is going to break out big and it will be a huge move. So I'm looking forward into Boeing. I love Boeing so much that sometimes I get enticed to enter into Boeing, but right now it's getting consolidated. And if I look at black box as well for Boeing, let me just check if there are any good entries. You see, Boeing calls are 235. They are 225, 235. Let me see if any filters, any calls above 200,000. I just want to check. 235 calls at $2 are bought and 185. So nothing substantial as such, but I'm looking forward in Boeing. So from my sheet perspective, 218 is my target. Above 218 it goes, I will be entering into this. But if I am already in the position, I would tend to keep 216 as my stop loss. Baidu, and I will also cover the Baba with it. Baidu managed to close above 176, which has been a very difficult area for it. It is making a W here, and now it is going to make some good traction on the top. So I'm just going to make some additional levels here just to take into this account that where more we can move. So 170, let me just make it higher. So 178.54, it closed right above that. So I'm looking forward to 199 now in Baidu. So I'm pretty positive here. And that's why I didn't even mention about any other target above 176. So my stop loss is 179. Like I would say, if you can get opportunity, buy in that range of 177 to 179. Do not miss that, and keep a stop loss pretty intact here. And because there is no area here, so let me just see if we can hit. So 186 is the area where it has seen some consolidation, and then there's a gap fill, which is at 196. So 186 I'm targeting right now, and then we can talk about 196, 199. And I'm pretty confident on Baidu. Now, Baba, I want to cover Baba as well because I made positions in Baba. As I said, Baba need to close above this long-term trend line. Finally, it did, and it did with a massive green candle. There was an inside day in Baba, and then it turned out to be a very massive breakout. Now it's going to fill this gap, which is at 181. Once it does that, it will rally. It will rally, and then it will rally to fill in this gap of 194. So Baba, I'm extremely bullish. My stop loss will now be, the high was 177. So if it breaks above 177.89, I think we can have a massive move in Baba. So I'll just mention Baba here. It's positive by above 178, and target for this will be 181.50 and 194. And I'm just going to mark this in green because it's extremely positive. And I have not checked Baba in the Hong Kong market for now. So if there's something happening there, then I need to check. But as of now, I'm not checked. And stop loss will be 174. Moderna. Moderna has been a ticker which has been struggling to break out now for the last couple of days. Even today, it had a massive inverted hammer here. It tried to break out above 341, but 45 this area, but could not capitalize and then gave back. Now it closed right below the 12 EMA, 333.61. I'll be taking a shot on this. It's an inside day and then a hammer with a break below 333. So I'll be interested to take a shot on this with a stop loss of 345. I will simply go short here. That was neutral, but now I'm short. And my stop loss will be 345. And I will mark this sell below 333. And I'm looking forward to 313 and 298. and it's a high conviction trade. So I'm just marking it at 70. I'll mark this trade. We should have like both kinds of trade in our plan. If market is going up, then we should pick up the strong stock. If market is going down, we should pick up the strongest or the weakest of the lot. Microsoft, I think it's if I'm wrong, then if it breaks below this blue line, it will become an evening star. And evening star, it can come down and test 299 very easily. And in fact, fill this gap of 296. So I am pretty much interested to see what happens in Microsoft tomorrow. It almost tested 310 area made by 3093. So I wanted to hold 308 area. If it breaks below 308, then it's going to make an evening star. So I'm just marking this as neutral right now. And I want 308 to be held. So it is my clear stop loss, and I'm just giving it a conviction of 50% because it can potentially make evening star buy above today's high 309.30. If it doesn't, then just ignore it. But if it breaks down, it can break down as I showed you. It can become an evening star, and that's why I'm just going to give it a different color so that it's much more evident. And it's a 50-50 chance on Microsoft. Netflix had a good earning beat, went on to make 663, but no, it could not hold on to it, and again came back below 634. Now, if 627 area is held in Netflix, I'll be a buyer. Otherwise, I'll just leave it. So I'll be a buyer around 627 in Netflix and keep stop loss of 622. So I'm just giving it a neutral. Again, buy in the range 623 or 624, 627 area. And stop loss will be pretty clear, 622. And I'm only looking for, this is again not a high conviction trade, but a follow-up trade on today's ER response. Okay, NEO. NEO went on to make 41 today, but then gave back, similar to what Tesla had. But one good thing which NEO had was it is managing to close above 3982 area, which is very bullish after a very long time, like a month. It has managed to do that. And now we need to keep this as our stop loss. Like this stop loss is super stop loss now. So we need to just keep an entry around this and open it for 43. That's what I'm going to look for. It also filled the gap here. So that's on the positive side, which it did, but it failed back. But now the EMS have to catch here as well. It's also making inverted head and shoulders, and there was the first outcome yesterday, and today was not a good follow-up, but it's looking pretty good here. So I am going to be a buyer around 38.52 now. If it comes around that range, I'll be a buyer. As of now, I was saying buy above, which it did, but I'm now going to say buy between 39 and 38 in the range. 39 and 38.50. If you 39.50 to 38.50. If it comes in that range, it's a good opportunity to hit 43. In fact, 41 first, because that was the high today. Facebook also gave a good opportunity today, and it held on to the gap, which is bullish, almost tested this 342 line. So now if we have to stay in Facebook, then we have to keep the stop loss of 338 pretty clear. 338 if manages and we break out, like, just to be honest, if we break out 342.90, there's a massive rally which needs to be come forward in Facebook. So I'm actually going to move Facebook into a high conviction trade, but only above 342.90 now. 342.90. So last time, like we were discussing, that 317 or 18 was a massive entry point, and I mentioned about it. And see, from 317 to 342 today, about $25 move. So if you entered at that time, you would have made good money on Facebook. Stop loss will be 338, and target in this case of Facebook is this area, 355 and 365. 355 and 362 first. You see, there's a good potential for a good run here in Facebook. Roku did break out today, but gave back. But still, it's in this range. It should have closed like here, then I would have much more confidence. But right now, it's in that range where it's kind of making inverted head and shoulders right there. So a close above this would have been super bullish, but I still see 360 to 63 area or 63 area to be my first target in Roku, and I'll be keeping stop losses like today's low, which was 339. So I'll be just keeping everything same in case of Roku, moving the stop loss to 339 and 363. This is again a very high conviction rate trade. Shop did well today. Tested 1493. In fact, made 1501. Came back. Now there's a gap which is there. So if that gap is managed, like if we hold on to 1466, then we can rally back. But this is a grinding zone which has come in Shopify. Shopify has seen some good selling in this area. You see, every time it comes here, there's good selling. It cannot move. So I'll be looking forward to add it around 1464 again. I'll not be adding it here. 66 area, which is about 20 points from here. So I want to just keep adding in that area. And target, I'm just going to improve it to 1532, but I'm just cutting down the conviction to 60%, and I'm marking this as neutral because it has done its job from 1399 to 1465. So I'm just marking this as neutral. Snap, I think nothing changes in Snap. It has an ER coming and it's an inside day. I would just say, if you get an entry on 73.60, just keep that. It's consolidating enough that either it's going to be a massive breakout, as I said, about 86 to 111, or it's going to come down and fill the gap. Facebook is losing advertisement, so Snapchat should gain from it. Twitter should gain from it. Rest, the business depends, but I'm pretty optimistic on Snap. I'm just looking forward for a break above 78. If it does that, then I am going to ride on it. So in my equations, I think everything is same right here. And it has ER. So I'll be looking to see if I can see 78.40 for 1021. If we do that, then yes, we are going to have this. Snow today showed some strength in the morning, and you see right here, it got rejected here. Now again, like if it breaks below 338, it might possibly be making an evening star and come back to test 324. So I can add at 324, or if it breaks above 344 now, The next candle will be here. This is getting grinding. So in this zone 344, it can massive run. It can have a massive run, and stop loss will be 340 now. Like if it goes up, if it breaks below, then it can be making an evening star. So I'm just giving it as a neutral trade now because it has potential to make evening star. Buy only above 345. Only, I'm just mentioning only here, and I'm cutting down to 60% in this because that's about 2% move. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, we can leave it. And I'm flagging this in the camel color. Cat did break out of the inside day and ended with strength on strength. It will continue towards 205, and I'm looking forward for cat. So 205 the target. Now 199 will be the stop loss, and buy it above to today's high, which is 201.50. Risk reward is not favorable at this moment because it has done. So I would say buy in the range of 200. If you get, don't miss that. It's still positive. Beyond has been consolidating really tightly now, and it's holding on to this. Maybe tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, something is definitely going to come in beyond. It's setting up for a beautiful move here. It's held onto the base. Now it's holding on to this 12 EMA. So anytime it goes above 109.42, I'll be a buyer in this. So 109.42. So the buying has come down, and I'm just marking this as positive. Stop loss is going to be 105.70, and everything else stays. Tesla has earnings tomorrow, I think 10:20. Yes. So I'll not be touching Tesla because I don't like to play earnings. So instead of Tesla, I'll be adding Disney here. Disney is making an inside day, and it's trying to push but losing strength, and it has some gaps to fill. So if Disney is not able to breach 170, 160, I would like to go short here, and I will be looking forward to 167 first. So Disney, I am actually short. Sell below 170. Stop loss 170, 160. Target 167 and 167. Conviction, I'm just giving it 60%. So guys, this is pretty much it from my trade ideas. Now I'm going to share the Zoom link in the chat. You can all join and we can discuss all these stickers one by one and any of the questions which you have. And you can take it from there. All right. So let me post the Zoom link in the invite in the chat, and then you can join. I posted the link, so now you can join. And let me just cancel out the chat. All right, you can come and join the Zoom meeting, and then we can interact with each other. And if none of you are going to be there on YouTube, I can stop the streaming. But if some of you are still there, then I can continue the streaming on. And please, guys, if you're not speaking, mute yourself. Like I'm just waiting for people to join in so that I can lock the meeting, because otherwise this thing keeps on happening and I get distracted.
డబుల్ కావాలి 60 మంది ఉన్నారు.
Like I'm okay, let me just open this meeting. All right, so we have enough participants here, and we can carry on our interaction now. So there are few tickers which we wanted to talk. One of them is Walmart, and Disney also had an inside this. So I'm just marking this. Walmart, I wanted to talk about Walmart. Walmart managed to close above 143.80 and managed to hold on to the gap it had, which is excellent. Now, if it holds onto this gap, I think we're looking forward to 149 in Walmart. So I'm going to be entering around 143 area. If it comes 143.80, I will not miss the opportunity to go long in Walmart. That's my take. If you have any other viewpoint, you can definitely let me know. But this is what my uh, thought process regarding Walmart. Then Python, and guys, this is interaction, so you can speak one by one, and then we can check the charts, discuss the charts. Python is also making an inside day, and interestingly, it's consolidating. And after a good consolidation, it has made a hammer on the positive side. It is looking forward to 90 to 93 area on Python. So if
And
any of
also
you are
the
trading Python, then
double bottom
you can
one.
share your viewpoints.
And it's also made double bottom on weekly. So
Let's check that weekly. We like daily, it has a morning start, so which is really good. And on the weekly, it's making a bullish engulfing. So it's also kind of really, really good. It's showing some strength. Maybe it's trying to run for the ER, but this is the area where it has seen the support in the past as well. So looking forward for Python. Then we have Home Depot. Someone asked, do we have the person who asked about Home Depot in the call? No. So Home Depot has closed above 357, which had been a good range for Fibonacci extensions for Home Depot, and it also broke out of this long-term channel where it is struggling. Like, but one more thing which is important is every time it reaches a length here, something similar, it tends to give it back. So if it holds 357, I think sky is the limit for Home Depot. And if I add my regression channel here to see where it can actually go, I'll be just jumping onto the weeklies. Starting from 100. And let me just extend to the right and go back to the daily. Yes. So above 358, I think the first target which comes to the channels is this 365. So if it holds 357, I think it can be tried for 365. Anybody trading Home Depot? As this is an interactive session, like we need to have people to speak It's not a
Yeah, I
mono.
think not many people trade Home Depot. I think it's slow mover. Takes too long.
I'm not.
Somebody asked about this.
It has very high premiums as well, Paji.
It has high premiums, but we can make spreads in Home Depot. Similar to Lowe's, like Home Depot, Lowe, they frame the same structure. It's a long-term breakout for Lowe's. Like for Home Depot, it was 357. It's 221 here. Look for 231 in case of Lowe's. So potentials are really high for Lowe's, Home Depot to go up.
How about KBH?
What is KBH?
It is also the home KB home stock. I think that's also the move.
I have not placed the charts on it, but it's coming to its resistance area. It will be really good if it breaks out of 44 area. If it does, then you can have some strength in it. But right now it's in consolidation. It has not broken out. The price
Oh,
action is not showing that kind of strength as it's showing in the Home Depot and the Lowe's. It's not showing that strength.
Naval, do you have coin in there?
Coin, no, because coin has already done its job. As soon as it break out of 265, 298 was the target. It hit that. It did its job.
But good to enter all any Chinese company now. So I mean, I see the Baba is there, but KWeb is the best, or Tal or something high.
See,
ATR one.
you are trying to chase that you missed opportunity in Baba, so you want to cut down and jump onto the stock which have not run. If they are not run, they are not run for a reason. So you need to be picking up a trade which is breaking out and will continue to go higher. Don't look out for losers who have not moved. You can still go on to Baba. We have the trade plan for it. We have Baidu's trade plan. Jump onto them. But Coinbase, like as I've said last time as well, above 265, it will test 298. And I think it's going to go up from here only, 352. But I want some come back about 294, 95 area where I can enter. In fact, it did today. It came down to 294. Yes, that was the close. So it actually filled the entire gap and then bounced. It's looking strong and can continue to go long. Like you can also pick Mara right in coin. They all moves in the same direction.
I think coin actually have a NBA partnership news.
That's also possible, but like last time when Bitcoin was 64,000, Coinbase was 420. The IP open, so it has still something to carry. And I also was looking at Royd. Royd was 79 last time when Bitcoin was this. And look at this right now. From 79, it's still there. Has potential. It has started to move up. But again, these are very speculative companies, and Bitcoin, something comes around the corner, they all go down. So if you are in position, pretty good. I will think 2 times or 3 times to enter now in any of these tickers. But like they go hand in hand with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Naval, can we look JPM?
Naval,
Yes,
is that the same about MicroStrategy also?
MicroStrategy, I will check. Let me just check JPM. So JPM, they are in that zone that where they will consolidate. They had seen the good run. Now they will consolidate for somewhat. And if you get around 166, that's a good entry for.
But today it broke out like 168.50 levels.
It broke out, but it still has to break out over 171 to regain its momentum.
171 was all-time high, right?
It
52
needs
weeks
to break
high.
out that.
Okay.
So this was an evening star right there. And to come out of the evening star, it needs to have some strength. Otherwise, it will still fade.
Okay.
and there are gaps which needs to be filled here. So we need to, let's see, above 177, 171, or it comes around 166. That will be a good area to go long.
Got it.
MSTR MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy made the evening star and then bang, it tested this EMA. Still closed above this. So if it goes below 720, I think 703, 704 is an area where you can enter.
Okay.
And
I didn't understand one thing, Praji, in MicroStrategy today. Bitcoin went all-time high, but
And MicroStrategy went low.
yeah, that was so strange.
it's not strange. It's like these companies are so overvalued in terms of Bitcoin valuations. Like look at Droid, the example I showed. It was 80 last time, it was 65,000. Coin was 420, and this was about 1300 something.
Mm.
They all lost the charm.
It's just the free flow of money.
Maybe because actually ETFs are actually going to come and play along with
ETF will
that.
come, and as soon as you will see, right now Bitcoin is going up because of the liquidity. It is limited mined. You
Mm.
cannot have more Bitcoins. Like there's a limit to it. And once that limit is defined and people know, then it will start to lose its charm. Right now, they still feel that no, we can mine it, we can do this and that. Then there will be something else which will come into. And as soon as federal or central banks across the globe, they start to issue their digital currencies, you will have a different Bitcoin ballgame altogether. Because right now, none of the bigger central banks have issued any kind of their digital currency.
The ETF coming from tomorrow, right? I guess.
Yes, so I'll be like not touching them as of now. All these stickers. That's why I didn't even include or talk about them in my list.
ETF started today, right?
It started today.
Yes.
PITO.
Navalji, the same thing with Silvergate Capital as well. They like they growth. They had a ER this morning. Even with the Bitcoin at all-time high, it took a plunge, and that's supposed to be a record quarter too. They had very good earnings. In spite of that, it was pushed down.
Yes, so I'll be having at least second time thoughts on going in any of the Bitcoin companies. I'll be just keeping on the sidelines for them because I have other opportunities. I don't want to indulge myself and stuck in these things. And I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Mr. Kandelwal, you are not on Zoom, but we are still live. And Daniel, we did discuss AMD. I'll be posting the AMD analysis sooner on Twitter, and you can take it from there. I need to go back to my list. United Airlines, they posted a good numbers today. And I am going to ride on UAL. It may sound silly, but I think we have seen a bottom here. In case of
You're thinking of leaps, Navalji?
So if I draw a channel right here like this, I have this channel going here. I have this line. So we are at the bottom of the channel, and above 48, which is the 12 EMA, it can actually start. And this is nowhere near the valuation it used to have. Like if I go back to the monthly calendars, monthly 15 months, it's like nowhere near. It used to be $100 stock. And all the companies pre-COVID, they have like gone 3 times, 4 times. And this is half. So this is the company where I'll be interested to go long straight at this time. Leaps will be wonderful. And I think they're going to have, as soon as like travel restrictions, they're going to have international travel. And like whatever you do, unless and until you meet people, so business travel will also increase. Yes, people are not traveling, but yes, they will going forward. So I'm looking forward for that kind of move. And crude has reached its level of $85, which was my target from April. So I'm kind of thinking that yes, even the jet fuel prices will also ease out. So everything is coming in line for them. So there's a massive story which can be built from here, and they are the most undervalued tickers in the entire market. So the possibility of them going down is pretty low. So you can have leaps in United Airlines.
So do you prefer going with individual airlines or go with ETF jets?
ETF doesn't make money in case of airlines. UAL, like if I pick UAL, like jets, people tend to buy jets, but jets doesn't move that much. So if I go somewhere here in January of 2023 and pick $60, it's $3.80. That gives me more than 2 years, almost 2 years, not 2 years, 1 year and about 4 or 5 months. And it's cheap. There's no theta here. $1 move, I'm going to get 36 cents into my options. Good open interest, 4,050 has good open interest. You can pick January 2023. You may pick June 2022. That's also going to be fine. There's good. You just need to see the delta should be above 40 and theta should be near to 0. If there's a move, it can easily break out from here. And we're talking about 100. So from here to next June, if COVID is no longer there, they are going to have massive move, and they place like humongous orders for Boeing. So they're anticipating a huge like number of people traveling. So I'm very bullish on airlines. Then UPST, the same old story, pump and dump. It's a bearish engulfing, and it's going to come down to 346. It can come down to, if it holds 346, it's all right. Otherwise, 3012 area. 3012 area is the area where it has to hold. It's the similar setup like what we had in all these tickers like Moderna, Zoom. They go in straight line and they come back like escalator is falling. So still. So Mr. SC from YouTube is asking about apps. Apps has gone up straight line from inverted head and shoulders right above 67 area. It's coming in a zone where it has seen some consolidation. So a move out 95 can be really good. But if you are in profit here, I would give you a thought that yes, I should be booking my profits. I should not be getting greedy here. It is stretched. So it's coming in a range of 95 and above. Yes, you can make some potential moves because that will be a breakout, but not here. If I entered somewhere around 67, 70 area, this can, this is pretty much good profit. Laser. Why you want to go into this company? It has not moved. It's trading at the bottom. Still no hope. It needs to close above 16, 15 to show any like a good closing above 16. Otherwise, like it still can consolidate. If it breaks above 16, 15, then first target will be 18, but it needs to show some strength. Right now, it's just giving up, giving back. It has filled all the gaps on the downside.
Naval, Hamid here. Can we check Google, please?
I mean, Google is not a good trade right now. I had mentioned yesterday, it's in this zone. It will not break out.
Okay.
It needs to break out about 28.97 to show anything. It was a good trade when we had this. We talked about this to 2800. It did 2800, but now it's going to consolidate. If you want to risk, you can risk. And if you're anticipating a huge move like we had in Google on previous year, I'm not anticipating any of such moves. They're already discounted, highly overvalued. So this time there will be a move. If it is a move, that will be Amazon.
Can you
If you really want to
update?
place yourself for ER, place for your Amazon.
Can you update Sophie from yesterday, please?
Which one, Sophie?
Yeah, Sophie and possibly Roku, if time permits, please.
Roku, I already did.
Oh yes, you did. I'm sorry. Yes, you did Roku already. So
So
Sophie,
Sophie, I would say if it holds 19, 20, 9, like roughly 20 area, then it's good. Otherwise, it can come back and fill this 1864. But I'm pretty bullish in Sophie. If you have stocks, then you should be good. You should not be worried about Sophie. If you have options, then you should keep stop loss of 20 pretty confined. If you have short-term options, if you have long-term options, add more at 1864.
Can you please check PayPal? Krishna here.
Naval, before moving on, for Sophie, I have one more question. So, do you think company-wise, does it have good fundamentals, and
Yes.
what would be a good long-term entry point? I mean, I think it's a bit extended here. I did
It's
not
not
get a
extended.
chance.
It's roughly cheap as compared to other companies.
Oh, okay.
It's a good lending company, and it's cheap right now. And see, it has made inverted head and shoulders, tried to break out, which it did above 17, and then tested 20. And this time it has been rejected in the past 1, 2, 3. If it holds this, it can break out further. It has to consolidate somewhere here so that it can come down to test 12 EMA. Plus, from a fundamental point of view, I think they are much better than any other company in that range. So again, I'm not an investor in Sophie. So I would request you to go back to the balance sheet on Nasdaq, understand that balance sheet, that what are their liabilities, from where they are increasing or where they are getting the revenue, compare it and listen to the commentary in the earnings and make a decision from there.
Okay. All right.
But you need to watch it yourself. You need to read the balance sheet yourself. If you just go and look for an article, that will not help.
Okay.
You need to believe in your company before you
stock,
make a
right?
trade.
This
One
was
second.
This was a highly shorted stock, and they came out with a price target of $25 on it like a few days back, and that's when it started running. There's a very high conviction that this is supposed to be a very good company with they were keeping it under $17, $16.
Yes, it was
so as soon as it got a price target of 25, it started moving up.
Yes, once it breaks 17, like we were discussing about Sophie on 1516, I even had this line as well. So as soon as it break above 1750, 35, it just went rocket. So it's pretty good. So 1 second. And guys, I have said time and again, this is an interactive session. So please bring in your charts. It's not like I'm a teller and I'm going to tell you about the stocks. You need to show your work that yes, I have made this chart, and that's the goal of this discussion, to make you to learn. You can learn, you can pick up some ideas, share those ideas. It's not about me just going on monologue and answering all those questions. You should be sharing your stuff. Otherwise, you will never learn.
Phone, but I don't have, so that's why I don't have a chart, but I was looking at SWKS. It is, if you look at the
SWKS, Skyworks Solution.
Skyworks. If you look at the weekly, it's making a morning star.
It made the morning star on the daily right here.
Even on the daily, okay. Yeah, and the weekly also. So it's turning and it's crossing that resistance. So
164
you
to
have
move,
that
it can
red.
move to 170, 180.
Yeah.
See, that's the benefit. Like now you know the morning star and you know the importance of it. You bring in the idea on the plate, everybody can use it. That's the whole intention here. See, I'm not asking for any subscription. I'm asking for ideas which we can all share and collaborate. Many people post me messages that, yes, do you have alert? Like, I'm not doing any alert. I'm just telling you how to evaluate something. If you find something, bring it on the table. Yon can use it. Thank you, Namit.
So just
Yeah.
a question here for this one. I was thinking a good entry will be when it crosses a 34, or is this point itself a good
It
entry?
closed above 12,
Yeah.
and I think this area 160. Today's high will be a good entry. If it breaks today's high, you should be long in it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Somebody was asking net. Net is making an inside day and has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close below 174. If you want to make a short call here, look for 154 area. You will get it. You will get pretty easily. These are overextensions in a very quick span. If it holds 174.63, you can exit your position. Stop loss is pretty small. So 173, 174, $1 stop loss, and you can trade on this. Now let's last Adobe and PayPal. Adobe is coming to 641, closed above this long-term trend line today. After the last year, it was dumped, went to 552. It can be really good if it breaks over 642. It can really go from there. PayPal is looking good. It closed at 34. So with PayPal, you can keep a stop loss of 270 and look for 280. That's the PayPal levels which are coming on my chart. So
Okay,
already
on the same line, can you also see Visa?
Visa, I don't know why people trade Visa. It doesn't move.
It doesn't move.
You just trade Visa because you saw some option flow somewhere, right?
I stopped trading Visa. Like, I started it, and like after a week, it was like $100 in total. I mean, I was like, I can do that with AMD in a day.
See,
So I
if
just
you
stopped
trade,
trading it.
I'll give you simple one suggestion. If you trade Apple, AMD, Amazon, there's no need to bullshit anywhere else. That's it. There's no need. These three companies, if you write them properly, you will make enough money to take home. And I don't know why people get enticed by all these companies that they're running and they're going to be millionaires in one day. You're not investing hundreds and thousands of dollars so that you can have that kind of return from those stocks. No, even if you haven't won, but your portfolio will still be bleeding because you have invested in some similar companies across the board and they are not working out. And that's a fact. You may not accept it, but that's happening with most of the people. So try to do some work. Try to understand why you want to pick it up. Why? What is the reason behind this? It's not just that you dreamed about that, yes, Visa is going to go or MasterCard is going to make $100 move. No, it's not going to happen. If you're an investor, you need to invest every month, every week, one stock, two stock. But if you're an option trader or a swing trader, these are not the companies to trade. You may get
So
one or
Naval,
two moves.
is AMD a good candidate to day trade? I mean, do you try it on
Absolutely.
a day?
I made up good money on AMD.
But the ATR, I mean, the average range is just 2.7, right? I mean, I did not get a chance to do it. I generally
Buddy,
trade
stop
apps or
looking.
net.
1 second. Stop looking for all those fancy indicators. ATR, this and that. That doesn't work. Apple ATR is only $2. But if you buy Apple option for 10 cents, you can sell them for $1.50 next day. That's a massive return of 1000%. Does Visa, MasterCard, or any other company gives you 1000% return options? The answer is no.
So Naval, I mean, I'm kind of new. So one more question on this particular entry point. So I generally see your charts and see that, okay, buy above 146.75. So does it mean wait for a 5-minute candle close above 146.75 for Apple or 1 minute? Which one?
See,
Because if I'm trying
I'm
to
just
do a day
getting
trade,
irritated
right?
with this question. I'm just being honest here. See, I
Sorry,
have
actually, this is my first time.
posted
I'm
this.
not sure.
No,
Like,
this is the first thing which I posted on my Twitter account. Very first thing. The only thing you need to do is go and read this. Do some
okay.
homework. Like it's not that I don't like to answer, but I don't like to answer the same thing again and again every night. I
No, I
posted
saw
this,
that 30-minute
observe it.
candle, but the 30-minute candle, if we are trying to, I mean, so my question is an extension to that tweet. So I saw that 30-minute candle thing, but generally, if it's a 30-minute candle, right? So a lot of premium would have already been jacked up, right? So will that
See,
give us the best possible return even then? I mean, I'm just trying things. I'm still not too much into options. So all these questions, please don't mind.
I don't know if anyone would like to answer that, but my take is try it out. If you make money,
Okay.
it's good. But I don't like to jump into first 30 minutes of the market. I don't like it.
Okay.
In all my experience, I think that's a gamble which you want to take. I want market to stabilize, and I have made good money, so it's working for me. You may try 5 minutes. It's your choice. See, I'm not here to like open alerts or do this thing. I'm just telling you a strategy how to use it. You want to use it on 5 minutes, it works for you, it's good. If you want to use it on 30 minutes, it's good. But you need to do some homework first.
Okay. Yeah.
I use 30 minutes and 30 minutes. Anybody who's here and is using 30 minutes, they can tell you it works like a charm. If you cannot wait for 30 minutes, you are gambling.
No. I mean, what I meant by 30-minute is so for example, if you see your previous yesterday's entries and things, right? So buy Apple on above 140, above 146.75. So that 146.75, I'm okay to wait on any point of time, like all the day. But the thing is, like 146.75 can come in at some point, like couple of hours later or 3 hours later, right? So
That's totally fine. That's
whenever it
totally
comes up,
fine.
or I was just wondering, like, when do I enter? So as soon as the so for example, if the stock starts at 144 and by 2 hours it comes to 146.75, do I wait for confirmation for some more time, or I can just get in after 146.75? Was my question. So that
See,
was the only
that's
thing.
the problem, because I have added this thing for a reason, that if price goes above 146, right here, if price goes above 146.75, only then that confirms a bullish pattern for me. If it has 147, 148, that's the first target. So I'll not be jumping. I'll be waiting that if it holds 147, I'll jump there. But if it comes at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it does not matter. What matters is you have to check whether there is a breakout, whether the pattern has been confirmed or not. If supposedly you enter at 146, okay, and it fails, what will happen? You're going to lose.
Okay.
So that's why if you're doing some work, you need to understand why I have done 146.75. And you will only understand that once you start looking at your candles and see that, yes, at this point of time, there is a resistance. Once that resistance is gone, it will open up and go higher. If the resistance stays, what's the point of entering at 146? Or in fact, 144? If you are so quick and you are on the screen, 144 to 145, you can trade, then it's good for you. But I cannot do that. That's why I choose 30-minute candle.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Guys, can we look at Expedia, please?
Which one?
Expedia, EXPE.
Expedia. Okay, EXP. EXPE. Expedia today. Expedia was making some inroads, but today it kind of gave back. Like it got resistance from 174, 175 area. It was good entry area when like I entered at 148 area. I just rode it for 2 candles and then come out of it. But here it had Morningstar and now it's kind of giving it back. So if it comes around 163, that should be your last stop loss. And if it doesn't stay there, then there's no point holding on to Expedia.
Okay.
Because it's kind of making a consolidation pattern here. This is a bull pennant, which is setting up. So if it fails here, then it's failing the pennant and it may not have that kind of strength in it. But if it holds and goes above 175, I think then it has substantial strength in it. 175 is a good area.
Well, can we look at Fedex?
Fedex has to close above 235 to continue. It's like it's in this range, dodgy back, dodgy. It's struggling at 229. It needs to break out of 229. It's in a good buying zone like UPS. So it just need one momentum. So tomorrow, if tech is down, most likely these companies will follow and move the market up.
Navalji, one question I have.
Yes.
Yeah. I see that you use black box for your option flow, order flow. I tried it out and I find it too much of information in there. I don't know what is a buy and what I know it's on the ask is normally a sell and bid is.
That's the perception which everyone has.
Yeah.
Which is not correct.
Okay.
Which is not
yeah,
correct. I don't use option flow to my trade. I use just as a confirmation that this is setting up for me. Is there any option flow backing it up? That's the only thing I do. So if I go here in my option flows, just give you an example. Let's pick up Apple. Okay. Option flow or any open interest depends on 4 parameters. First one, the underlying, which is Apple stock price. Then the volume. Okay. Then the open interest. Then the what do you call the price of the underlying derivative. Like in this case, we are using options. So options. So if the price of the equity is going up, the price of the option is also going up, and the open interest is getting added. That means there is buying. So it's not simply A and B. It's not. Like you must be like have heard that yes, if it is buy below, then it's a sell. If it is above the ask, it's a buy. Yeah. No. You need to understand it. If the price of the stock goes up, like from here, 148.34, 148.60, 156, and if I just only pick one, not this one, this is 145. This is the examples. This is 1022, 145 calls. Okay, and it's deep in the money. 39393939. Now tomorrow, if it opens above and the price of option goes up, this is the brand new open interest because it's in the purple color. This means that these were added. Tomorrow, if it goes down and you see these prices go down, so these were sold. It means there was long unwinding here because these are deep in the money. So it's not straightforward, and you need to spend good time understanding what is an open interest and how does it impact. Even if you don't want to use black box, that's totally fine. You can check everything here in TOS. You can go here, you can go the option change and statistics, option times and sale, and you will get almost everything. That information is like converted into a grouped form for all the stickers. Here you can check for each and every ticker you want one by one. You can do as many filters you want. You can see strikes, exchanges, quantity, prices, spread, right. Just choose whatever you want and you will see. But you need to understand how that trade happened. And here you will see the blue color, the purple color, the red color, the black color, and the green color. There's one more color here. That tells you that yes, whether it's call, this quantity, this was sold because this was red in color. The underlying price was this. So it's a task which you need to do on your own. You need to spend good time understanding this. Only then, and do not rely only on black box or any other. You should use that as a confirmation. If you solely depend on that, like people on Twitter or people anywhere just post that, yes, this is the option flow. It may work for you one day, but it will not work for you all the time. If you want to make it all the time, combine it with your analysis. Use it as a confirmation.
So the only way to validate is check at the open interest the following day to see if it went up or came down.
You can check that right away by looking at the option chart. Have you seen any option chart ever?
Yeah, I do. The option chain, you mean?
No, option chart, option candles. Let me show
you mean, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. Instead
so
of
like
ticker,
right
you put
here,
the
if I click here,
yeah.
I can go and open option chart for this, and I can see exactly what happened here. The volume is right there, and from there it went up. And if I break it down on daily, 30 minutes, you can see what exactly happened today.
Cool.
So you should do this. See, this is there was a massive run here. And then there's a massive volume in this consolidation zone at 10:30 in the morning. And there was a volume of 30. You may have more volume going forward. This is puts. So just as you need to check each and individual leg, understand how it is showing you, and then read from there. Just solely depend on black box and saying it's not working, it's not the right statement. You need to spend time understanding it.
So Paji, that black box stocks, it is a subscription, is it?
I pay $100 a month.
Okay.
And you can like reach out to many people on Twitter. They can give you sessions from black box. I have a couple of people on Twitter. Option Mafia, I can give you his ID. He runs, he's Option Mafia. You can reach out to him. He is a professional black box person. He can guide you, he can tell you. Then there are multiple people who works for a black box. So he's one of them. You can reach out to them. Just give my name and you may get a $20 discount for 1 month. I hope. Because I've been with them for last 3 years. I use it and it's worth. And I use many of the data services just to check, but I do not rely on them. I rely on my work. I just use them for my confirmations.
Got it. That's good info, Navalji. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Paji, before we end, can we check MongoDB? It tried to break out 515 today.
MongoDB 515 needs to break out. If it failed, right?
Yeah,
it
failed. Yeah. Correct.
We need 515. If we need this number, you just need to remember 515.97. It needs to break. It needs to have a closing above this.
No, I remember this from our last conversation, so I was tracking it. Yeah.
So see it. If you see it very clearly, today's high. Let me just break it down to 30 minutes and see. So this is Tuesday, right? It made 515.70, right? And could not hold on to it. And then made a bearish engulfing on 30 minute and then back to back candles.
Correct.
So it's not showing strength. It needs to break out above this level only then it will show strength. You need to have candles which are back to back up, like these
Back-
candles.
Correct. These
If
two.
you have these
Yeah,
candles, then it's not showing strength.
that's right. Yeah.
And that's why I emphasize on 30 minutes. 30 minutes gives you ample time to address the volatility. If there's a 5-10 minute volatility based on the news, you can manage it.
Yeah, the 30 minutes is a good idea.
Yeah, I've learned. I've like burned so many times. I've burned hundreds and thousands of dollars to come to a conclusion that this works.
This will be interesting tomorrow. It has got the inside bar.
This is half an hour candle.
Yeah, even in the half an hour. So either it's going to literally either go up and test that and then fall. Like it can give you 3 back-to-back candles. That's what I'm going to say.
I am expecting
In
it to
30
come
minutes.
down to 5 or 2.
Yeah, so either it's going to go up and cross or it's going to come down.
I think this is a good selling area. It should come down to 5 or 2 for 590 area, 490 area. It has to come and love this 12 EMA. All right, guys, it's already too late for me. I have to get up at 5 in the morning. So thank you very much. And please
Thank you.
bring in your charts so that we can on leverage it. Otherwise, there's no point. Like I can do this on my own. I don't need to post this on Twitter, but I'm doing it so that we all can collaborate. It should not end up like me speaking and then you asking for it. Next time, if somebody is asking this, I'll not be answering because I want you to show me your charts and we can evaluate where we are going in that or any trade idea which we want to evaluate. Not just because you have a position or you're planning to have a position. That doesn't serve the purpose. Take it this as an education. Do not treat this as a counseling or a consulting service. No, we are educating each other. I hope you understand my prospect.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
I didn't hear any yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Mercy. Thank you very much. I will appreciate. I think
Okay.
doing
Thanks, Praji.